Okay, quickly, Colton Parayko signs an 8-year contract worth $52 million. A lot of people are taking this, and they are, in Toronto at least, excuse me, St. Louis, in Toronto, they're saying, well, Morgan Rielly's going to get north of that. That's the
I don't
benchmark.
think so.
I'm not convinced either, and it's not a hit against Morgan Rielly, but I feel like Parayko may be a more complete player.
They're two different versions of the same guy, kinda. Parayko is the far more defensive, not as capable offensively guy. Rielly is the inverse of that. I thought he was good against Montreal on both ends, but and I also think Parayko, even though he's a righty, is probably a better comparable for Rielly, because what were the big numbers that were handed out?
Well, Dougie Hamilton was at 9.
Dougie Hamilton was at 9, but I don't hear many people talking about Morgan Rielly in the same conversation as Dougie Hamilton.
No.
As much as I love Morgan Rielly. Seth Jones is a little older or more established in his career, but I don't hear people talking about Morgan Rielly, or traditional hockey men anyway, talking about Morgan Rielly in the same breath as Seth Jones, as like a true 30-minute stud.
Right.
Cale Makar, it's not even a comparable. He's, 20?
Mm-hmm.
It's not a comparable. Darnell Nurse, he's still talked about like a real young guy, and he's got more to give, and he's going to get better.
Neil Pionk signed with the Jets, 23.5. His cap hit is 5.875.
Is this just now? Or today?
No, these are that was signed August 12th, I think. Neil Pionk.
Well, and he's coming off like a ridiculous 2-year heater after not being very good.
No, that was signed. Yeah, August 11th he was signed.
Oh, okay. So Parayko, where he's at in his career.
Hold on, Pelich with the Islanders, another guy that they actually did announce, 5.75.
That deal's really, really good.
Yes. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just trying to give you some comparables here.
Yeah, really, really good. So that week where everyone signed for 9, I don't know what it was about, to be totally honest. Rielly might get north of Parayko. I don't know if the Leafs are willing to give him 8, that's how you get Parayko down to 6.5. But Rielly, I think, is closer to that than 9. I don't get that number.
Well, okay, let's look at this one. Alec Martinez, who's 33. Older than Rielly. I think Riley's 29, 30? Somewhere in there?
He was drafted 2012, which means nothing. So he's late 20s.
Yeah. So when he signs this deal, he'll be that much closer to 30. Martinez, 3-year deal, $5.25 million per.
These $9 million deals were the norm for a week, and now I don't know. Parayko seems like the adjustment. The forget the cap hit number. The trend this year is long deals, 7 and 8 year deals.
It's to bring that cap hit down, right?
Yeah, I'm not really sure where that came from. And I also, with a guy with Rielly's injury history, I don't know if that's the move.
What's the number? If you want Morgan Rielly back on the Leafs, what's the number?
Yeah, I wonder if that number for him is different for the Leafs than it is for, say, everybody says the Canucks. But if you're are we talking about re-signing Morgan Rielly or signing Morgan Rielly on the open market? Because I feel like there are two different numbers, right?
What's the number for, let's do them both. What's the number for him coming back, and what's the number for another team? Because the other team is obviously going to overpay, because that's how free agency works.
And the Leafs can do the 8th year, which other teams cannot unless they trade him there. I would say I wouldn't go over 6.5 if it's 8. If it's 4, something like that, you're going to have a hard time keeping him to 6.5. Now you're looking at closer to 7.58, maybe 8.
And are we comfy with that in terms of the rest of the cap situation? At that point, do you just let Morgan Rielly, or do you trade him if you want assets like Adam does?
To me, weirdly, the Leafs defense is the most stable thing about this team.
It is.
Yeah. And I don't know when that friggin'
best
happened.
part of their entire team is the defense.
Yeah, and it's not even that it's the best in the league. It's the best it's been in a long time, and also the only turnover from this season to last is Bogosian leaving. That's it. So you want to keep the band together. Do the Leafs have the means to replace him?
No. Unless Unless you're banking on Rasmus Sandin all of a sudden being a third or fourth year Morgan Riley next year.
Oh, man.
That's too much.
Offensively, I think he's closer to Riley than you think.
I would listen to the argument that he should be running PP1.
Yep. But the idea that, just because Riley's analytics are bad in his own end means you can just throw Sandin to the Wolves, it doesn't make sense. I'd look at an 8-year deal for him, but he has to take a discount.